let's talk about why I think unlimited supercharging is kind of a scam. It's not really worth it if you try to equate the cost of your time that you have to go to a Tesla supercharger and charge up. Now, on the surface level, it does seem like a great idea. It seems like a great amount of value, but really you're paying for it. And we'll do some of the math really quickly. But a lot of people, or a good amount of people that bought a Tesla Cybertruck, a Foundation Series Cybertruck, were a little bit upset when Tesla just rolled out a new offer that now says that if you buy a Foundation Series Cybertruck, you can get unlimited free supercharging. That makes two vehicles at this moment right now, the Model S with free supercharging and the Cybertruck with free supercharging, which if you're paying for a Cybertruck anyways and you're paying that retail cost, then certainly it's like a nice to have. But if you think about it, when you try and go to all these Tesla superchargers to recoup your money back or go to a supercharger to pay for charging at home is really going to be your best bet, because let's say supercharging is really not that cheap. In fact, if you look up rates in certain areas, especially California, prices of supercharger are around 31 cents a kilowatt, which could be cheaper than your house or maybe more expensive than your house. But taking a look at utility rates, especially like Southern California area, you're going to be paying around that same type of cents per kilowatt, 30, 40, 50 cents anyways. And so if you have to spend your time and go to a supercharger that could be off of your route or not off your route, you're really just trading time for money there when you could have just gone home if you had a home charger, a level 2 charger. And maybe even there could be a case to be said that maybe investing in solar might be a better route instead of paying that extra markup on a vehicle if the vehicle is increased in price. I'm talking like the Model S, which was increased $5,000 to include that unlimited supercharging. The other flip side of this is there was reports, or there were people saying that maybe supercharging is not the best for a Tesla vehicle and could degrade the battery life. But there's also been counter reports that say that after a study of 12,500 Teslas, there's no statistical difference in range degradation between frequent fast charging and slow charging. So really it could be a flip side between the both of them. Now, it definitely is a nice to have benefit. Like if you do a lot of road trips, you're driving from LA to Vegas or New York to Virginia a lot, then yes, unlimited supercharging is going to pay for itself. But I guess for what I'm trying to say and the point I'm making is if you're on your daily commute, if you're using a supercharger on your daily commute, you're going to be spending a lot of time to save that minuscule type of money, and it might not make sense unless you're like an Uber driver or using it commercially and you're going to be using it all over the place. Because the other thing with superchargers, if you haven't watched a video of a Tesla charging at a supercharger, you'll arrive with maybe 10 to 20% on the state of battery, maybe even lower if you like pushing it. And you really are going to be charging the fastest up to about 50, 60, 70%. After that, it really starts to degrade and you'll spend the double amount of time charging from that 70 to 100%. So you're burning even more time. To give you some frame of reference, to go from like 10 to 60 or 50%, that's going to take you about 20 minutes. And then it's going to take you another 20 to 30 minutes to go from that 60 all the way up to 90%. And so really, if you're going to be spending an hour a day and then you're not factoring in trying to get to one of these superchargers, which unless it's at your workplace or at your home or really close to it and you can walk to whatever you need to, if it's nice and convenient, like you're going to the mall anyways and you're going to charge, then yes, it completely makes a lot of sense. But that's why I feel like it's a little bit of a, it's a nice value, but certainly I would not prioritize my vehicle purchase based upon free supercharging. And of course, I'm speaking from a position of someone that has home charging at the house or has work charging at work. And of course, I understand a lot of people might not be in that situation as well. And so then I could see where free supercharging could make sense if you could structure your life, whether your commute or anything, on your way to wherever you're going. And so definitely some pretty interesting stuff with this Cybertruck offer and free unlimited supercharging, and hopefully that gives you a frame of reference why it might not be the best thing to try and go after. Maybe even full unlimited or full self-driving might be a better offer, because at least that stays with the vehicle and there's value on that and you could transfer it to the next one. Fingers crossed if that deal continues in the near future. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking.